Hi Leo, welcome to your January 2017 love reading. It's Rena here. So I've been doing some just cutting of the cards here to provide more variations. I'm recording this early in the first week of December, in case you're watching in January. Card I always draw. Wow, so much fire energy. So for some of you, there is another fire sign involved. Okay, so that in addition to Leo, the other fire signs are Aries and Sagittarius. As I say in other readings, because this is a general reading, we're kind of having to make it broader. So it could be somebody whose sun sign is not actually in a fire sign. Some people, when you look at their astrological charts, they may be a sun in Virgo, which is a very kind of a meek and mild earth sign, and yet they have a lot of Aries, or they have a lot of they have something that they may have Aries rising or Leo moon, and that makes them more boisterous and outgoing. So this is one of the reasons why you can't be that, you can't categorize people, put them in little boxes, because they don't fit that way. And then people think that astrology is all a bunch of hooey, because, they can point to these people that are totally opposite what they're supposed to be. But, it really does, it takes a look at a deeper level of a person's astrological makeup, and you find out that they really are more fiery than they are earth. So it could be somebody who's an earth sign, for instance, or any, but that person, he or she, has a fiery temperament. And if you were to look at their chart, they probably have a lot of fire energy. Okay, so this person is in the picture right now. Because it's a number 9, it could be somebody that has Virgo and Leo or any other fire, Sagittarius energy. As a card itself, the 9 of Wands can point to really having erected a lot of barriers around you, like you're protecting yourself against something. And when I see that, I think of someone who maybe has had some kind of problem in the past. And we do have here in the past position the 9, another 9 of Pentacles. So again, I think of Virgo, because Virgo is number 9 in the Major Arcana with the Hermit card. And the number 9 is about solitary activity. The 9 of Pentacles is someone who is independently wealthy. It's a card, it's funny because I don't like to reduce cards to something that mundane. Although with the Pentacles, it is mundane matters. Okay, so it could be a facet of some of you that you have been single for a long time and you've been self-supporting. And again, because the majority of the people watching this will be women, that is significant that a woman is depicted in the cards, because traditionally women have relied on men for their financial support. And of course things have changed, but the perfect example that I give is somebody who has been divorced and they are, having to fend for themselves, okay? Or a single a single mother or something like that. And the thing about the barriers is that it's due to anticipation of something bad happening. Okay. Now, another possible interpretation that has nothing to do with anything negative is just that you're now with a fire sign and you used to be with an earth sign. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And that if that is the scenario, then this thing that's coming in is kind of going with the fire sign, and it could be a Leo even, because I think this connects specifically to Leo. And I'm not 100% on that, but definitely one of the fire signs. But it's a card of victory. It's a card of like something that you are taking a bow regarding. And because, you know, it could be like a career thing, but somehow it connects to your personal life. Like maybe it's just showing that everything is going your way. When you get a lot of the wands cards in a reading, there's a lot of passion being generated. And passion is a love of life, is feeling like life is exciting, is not boring. You know, and as a Leo, you crave that type of stimulation. You don't want life to ever be nondescript, you know, just doing what it takes to stay alive. You always like life to be larger than life, you know. You like things to be, you know, they're to the nth degree. And Leo, that's why Leo always gets this reputation of being very dramatic, because they can even dramatize, you know, the smallest things. And it's a wonderful way to live. As a fellow fire sign, a Sagittarian, I agree. I don't think life is just these mundane events. I think that there's more than meets the eye. And the higher message is the Ace of Cups. So, what that, you know, right underneath the Nine of Wands, it suggests to me that some people may not realize that there is somebody who really is a potential love partner. Maybe, you know, maybe there's somebody at work. That's what I'm thinking with the Six of Wands. Maybe maybe you had some kind of like a successful project at work and you're working with someone, and you know, you're celebrating this victory, and you don't realize that that person really is the perfect person for you. And maybe you're kind of like, you have blinders on because you have your back is up, and you're so much in that self-protective mode that you're not realizing it's right in front of you, this offer of love. It's a beautiful card, the Ace of Cups, the beginning of a love or relationship. I was going to say a love affair, but more on the level of a soul level, because it's the cups, so it's not just the physical passion. You know, the wands relate to like the affair type of relationship because of that passion, you know, the physical passion. But the cups relate to like being connected on an emotional level. What crosses you is the Four of Wands. So this could be interpreted in different ways. This is the card of marriage and a happy home. So it could be saying that something is coming in between that. Well, I mean, one possible interpretation is that there is you're having some kind of an affair, and it's threatening your home. Maybe you are with an earth sign, and you have met somebody new, and this is coming in between your happy home. Sometimes people, it's sad, but sometimes people have perfectly fine relationships and they still cheat because they still don't feel like there's that connection. They may really respect the other person. They may think they're wonderful. The other person may be wonderful, but they just don't feel a love connection with that person. I find that sad, because it's hard to find a good person in general. Well, I shouldn't say that, but from what I understand from other people, I think that when you make those statements, though, that it's really, a lot of times people don't choose correctly, more than that it's so hard to find it. So I'm going to take that totally back. But in any case, people find themselves not running across compatible people every day. So if you have compatibility but you don't have that passion, you may feel like the relationship isn't really up to your standards. But it is something to watch out for, because if you're involved with an earth sign individual, and that's in the past position that I picked, that person may not be very flashy, but they may be very solid, and they may be very committed to the relationship. And if there's somebody else, you may feel like it's making you feel alive, but it could be just a flash in the pan. However, I will say that I don't think that's the case. I think that if you were with somebody else and you've just met somebody, I think that's the real deal, and I'll tell you why. One reason is because of the Ace of Cups. The Ace is a new beginning, so it would have to be the recent relationship that it is a viable relationship. But then we get, this card is the Six of Cups. And this, again, it kind of mirrors that Ace of Cups where it's on the soul level. So again, you may have met somebody, or you maybe even married to that person, and they're very solid, and they maybe, I should say too that with the earth sign energy, it could be too that you are raising a family, for instance. And maybe you got married because one of you got pregnant and you felt like that was the right thing to do, and you realized that it was never really a love relationship. It was always just on the practical level. And this advice has to do with the past or the soul. It could be something that is a soulmate type of relationship, and it could be, if for some people, because we are having a Mercury retrograde going into January, it could be somebody that you knew before, that you hear from. And it could be for your high school sweetheart or somebody from your elementary school. And that is the person that you were always meant to be with. And it does threaten what you have. And that's the challenge is what to do about that. It's also a card of innocence in love, the kind of purity of love, the love that doesn't come with any kind of ulterior motives, which is so beautiful. When you can find that relationship, it's really a safe. And, I say that because of this. The Nine of Wands is not a place of safety. It's a place of, vigilance, okay? Of, are they trying to do this? Or are they trying to do that? Well, the Six of Cups, you can relax into the innocence of the relationship. You know that the other person has no ulterior motives, that they love you for you. And, it feels really genuine. The outcome is the Ace of Wands. So we get another ace, we get beginnings, but see that this is saying wands, not cups. Well, you're stirring the heart with the Ace of Cups. And with the Ace of Wands, it's like I'm also really pumped for this relationship. So you have two aces in a reading. So it does speak to new beginnings in love, Leo. And you're going to feel that you're alive, really, really alive. With all this wands energy, passion has returned to your life. So very, very interesting to see what happens for you in January. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have, a lot of romance in January. Bye.